All right, welcome to the Kendrick Shope Show. Let's make sure, yep, we are broadcasting. Yay, yay, yay. We are here, we are here, we are here. Where did we go? Oh, zoom, zoom, zoom. There we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Welcome to the Kendrick Shope Show. I am so excited to have you here for Working Like a Woman Wednesday. Working Like a Woman Wednesday. We are going to teach you today and every Wednesday one of the core principles of authentic selling and what it means to sell like a woman. And even if you're not a woman, you're welcome here because these sales strategies are tried, proven, and tested. So again, welcome to the Kendrick Shope Show, where we are leading the way in online education and online entertainment, because if it's not fun, you can't stay involved and connected and learn it. All of this means real results, real revenue, and raving fans for your business. Now, by the end of today's show, you are going to learn 3 marketing mistakes that every business makes. You are going to learn one secret process, the color email strategy behind every successful launch I have been a part of, and why you go to our 53 pages of testimonials and see such fantastic results. And you're going to learn how to use this color email strategy process in your social media to make even more money. So let's get started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. Woo! All right. So who am I? And why do you care? If you're new to Kendrick Shope, welcome. I am clearly not Oprah, and I am not your standard business coach. As you can tell, I will sing, I will dance, I will have fun, because if you're not having fun, what's it all about? But I'm also a sales expert. I sold for nearly 2 decades for 3 Fortune 500 companies. I was a top performing sales rep there, graduated second in my class top of my class from 2 sales schools. So I get selling. If you're going to listen to somebody about selling, you can trust what the redhead says. I know what I'm doing. I created a sales process called authentic selling. And why do you care? Real simply, because authentic selling makes your business money. And for those of you who are like, ooh, she said money in the first 5 minutes, and ooh, it's always about money, and I want to help people. Of course you want to help people. But making money and helping people are not mutually exclusive. And they shouldn't be mutually exclusive. Now, if you want to run a charity, fantastic. Not the people I work with. I work with people who want to make money and help people, because I believe you can do it all and have it all, and you can do both. All right, so we're going to jump into our strategy today. And our background, you may be thinking, the Kendrick Shope Show's got a weird looking background. It does. We're in corporate housing. We'll be in our new house hopefully by mid-February. So we're in a hotel until then. And so the Kendrick Shope Show, we just roll with it. We just go and record. You never know where you might find us. All right, so let's jump in. One of the things I told you, I promised that you were going to learn, was 3 marketing mistakes that I see over and over and over in the online world. I've been around for a while. I've been around for about 5 years. I've taken a lot of classes. I've learned from a lot of experts. I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of experiences. And there are 3 common mistakes that I see people make very, very often. Mistake number 1 is no benefits. Now, if you've been around me for any time, you know I am the benefits queen. But let's talk about what a benefit is real quickly. So this is super important, by the way. If you learn this one strategy, it will change everything about your business in terms of how much money you're able to make, in terms of how many people you're able to reach. It is a deal breaker for your business, because the majority of people sell using features. And when you sell using benefits, you are making an impact and you are making money. So in sales school, we teach this lovely analogy called your sales map. And your sales map is basically pain points plus features equals benefits. Today, we want to concentrate on benefits. The benefits are the why it matters component of what you do. So for example, I'm a sales coach. I help people grow their business. But why does that matter? Because it helps them make money, because it helps them do more of what they love, because it helps them change people's lives, and that's what they want. That's the why it matters. Maybe you're a life coach and you're thinking it's really hard for me to come up with benefits. I help people live their most evolved, advanced life so that they can finally be happy. Well, one of the things I would tell you is those aren't terrible benefits. But what does evolved mean? What does advanced mean? Describe it for me. That's when you're using benefits. And we've got some tips and some tools and some strategies to help life coaches really articulate what those benefits are that we'll talk about in a different episode. But just know, no matter what you sell, there is a benefit. And so the way to get to those benefits is to ask yourself 5 whys. Why does it matter? 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 So you might be a person who helps people write books. And so when I say, what do people pay you to do? They pay me to write their book. That's number 1. Why does that matter? Well, because they've always wanted to write a book. Okay. So why does that matter? Because they're making their dream come true. Okay. Why does that matter? Because they're going to make money getting paid to do what they loved. Okay, why does that matter? Because their kid's going to look at them every night and say, Mommy, Daddy, look at you. You made your dream come true. We're taking this Disney vacation. You've got a book on the bestseller list. So you really want to sort of go 5 degrees of why to get to this benefit that is going to sell. And you want to have 3 major benefits for your product or service. Now, in sales school, we do a whole benefits hour. We're not going to do that today because that's not what you showed up for. But I want you, actually, I don't want you. I could care less. But if you are not selling as much, if you want to sell more, if you've got a launch coming up, go back and check for benefits. Benefits are not the opposite of pain points. Benefits are not features. Benefits are not, you're going to have homework, you're going to have classes. Nobody wants that stuff. It is what you accomplish because of the course. It's what you accomplish because of the learning. It's why it matters, why it matters, why it matters, why it matters, why it matters. And I can guarantee you, as sure as my hair is red, if you change only one thing about what you do, when you start selling with benefits, people pay more attention and you make more money. It's just like when I used to sell drugs, the legal kind, pharmaceuticals. I sold a drug that helps regrow bone after an osteoporotic fracture. Now, I don't care what your opinion about pharmaceuticals are, about those nasty drug reps that go in and steal all the time from the doctor. I don't care. It doesn't matter. The point here is this drug helped regrow bone after a woman had an osteoporotic fracture or break. But that wasn't the benefit. That was the feature of the medicine. The benefit was she lived longer. There was mortality data. Why does that matter? Because she got to play with her grandkids more. Because she got to take walks when she wasn't stable on her feet before. She got to enjoy life longer, more fulfilled, maybe take that dream vacation. Those are the whys. The whys, the emotion sells. People buy off the logic and justify with emotion. So what are your benefits? Number 2 marketing mistake that people make is they think launching can be done in a 2-week process. Look, I got news for you. Any successful launch takes a lot longer than 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we talk about in some of our classes is the 3 steps in launching: seed planning, pre-launch, and launch. And we give you this megaphone scale to run your business. So the megaphone scale goes from 1 to 5. A 1 is when you are watching Netflix all day, or you're at the spa, or you're at the gym, you're not checking email, you are totally detached from your business. And we all need that in our business and in our lives. You know this. A 2 and a 3 is where you run your business every day. You do some social media, you work with some clients. It's not too crazy. A 4 and a 5 is where you turn up the volume. It's like a megaphone moment. By the time you're at a 5, you want everybody to know what you're doing. You need this process when you launch because it helps control your energy. It helps deteriorate. It helps you not burn out during a launch. Launching gets such a bad rap because people talk about all the energy that it takes and all the time and all the planning and all the noise. But really, if you use this megaphone scale, it helps you not burn out. So mistake number 2 is thinking that launching is done in 2 weeks and you just have to be everywhere during those 2 weeks. It's absolutely not true. And what you're going to learn today, this color email strategy is going to help with that. And then mistake number 3 is believing that selling is icky, sleazy, slimy, gross, pushy, bulldozer, bully, because it's not. In fact, selling is quite the opposite. The definition of selling is the exchange of money for a product or service. I want you to think about that for a minute. The exchange of money for a product or service. Without sales, your business is broke. Because if we don't have an exchange of money for service, money for product, then you don't get paid and your customer doesn't get helped. I encourage my customers to take that one step forward and to get a Post-it note out and write selling is helping on it. So just write selling is helping. And think about that. You went into this business, yes, to make money, but also to help people. And remember, we said at the top of the show that helping people and making money is not mutually exclusive. So selling is helping. If you can change somebody's life, health, business, weight, finances, whatever, and you don't tell them about it, you don't offer your services, shame on you. It is your obligation to help your people. Selling is helping. So the 3 marketing mistakes that I see people make all the time are, number 1, no benefits. Number 2, thinking that launching is just verbal vomit all over people everywhere, and you do it just for 2 weeks. You scream and you shout and you let it all out, and then you pray to God that you get enough people. Number 3 is believing that selling is icky, sleazy, slimy, or gross, because it's abso-freaking-lutely not. Selling is helping. That leads us to probably why you showed up here today. You probably showed up here today to learn the color email strategy. Now, this has kind of taken on a name for itself because people have had such great results with this email strategy. You know, some of our best testimonials on those 53 pages of testimonials that we have are from using this because it radically changes how you approach launching. You know, rather than sitting down and writing, if your cart's open for 14 days, rather than sitting down and writing 25 emails, you have a map, you have a guide, you have a system to know what to send when. This email strategy is not for everybody. So if you're brand new and you've got 10 people on your list, you probably shouldn't be launching a course at all. As a matter of fact, my advice would be go coach people for free if you got 10 people on your list. But for those of you who are launching something in 2018, I wanted to do this free session for you because it will change the way you launch. So the first thing you want to know is the color email strategy, and it's changed a little bit, by the way. So I've updated it for 2018. It has 5 colors in it that we want to start with. White, red, yellow, blue, and green. White, red, yellow, blue, and green. Now, a white email is always the first email you send in a launch. It is pretty nondescript. It is, hey, the doors are open, woohoo, woohoo. This thing you've been waiting on is here. Here are the benefits. Go check out the sales page. That's your first email in any launch. It's white. It's not super emotion-based. It doesn't have a real super, super strong call to action. It's just the details, man. It's a very vanilla email, hence the color white. A red email is always your cart close email. And actually, you do a series of red emails, but it's always your cart close email. You've seen this before. It's the email that says 1 hour left. Red emails are usually 3 to 5 sentences. Repeat after me. Red emails are usually 3 to 5 sentences. I review people's emails in sales school, and they will. One of their homework assignments is to write a red email, and it'll be 4 paragraphs. And I'm like, this is not a red email. A 4-paragraph email is not a red email. So a red email is 3 to 5 sentences, and it is super, super, super fear of missing out in content rich. So red people typically make rash decisions. I'm a red personality, by the way, which is where these colors came from. They make rash decisions. They are very motivated by fear of missing out. They are very like to be considered thought leaders or experts. And it's okay if you are this person, by the way. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with this. But they are motivated by this act now, get me there quick, let's go, let's go. So a red email is 3 to 5 sentences. It has a really strong call to action, a really strong headline, last chance, 1 hour left, 24 hours left, don't miss this opportunity. And it is just benefit, act now. That's what a red email is. So let's transition. We've talked about a white email, which is sort of a really vanilla email. It's just introducing your course, your launch, or whatever. The red email, super direct, going to be the hardest one for a lot of you to write, but you need to write it. It's always the last email, 3 to 5 sentences, fear of missing out. This is why you must do it now. And remember, selling is helping. Selling is helping. So that's what a red email is. A yellow email is a social email. So I think of the social butterfly. Yellow personalities are people who you see on Facebook all day long. They're just chatting away. They know everybody. You know, they're very extroverted. They're always around. They're the life of the party. This is the yellow personality. And a yellow email is similar. A yellow email tells a story. It could be a before and after. It could just be an emotion-based story, but a yellow email tells a story. Now, a couple of words of caution here. The length doesn't matter. So in the red email, the length mattered. The length doesn't matter as much, but you want to make sure that when you proofread your email, it doesn't say my, because nobody wants to read an email all about you. They want to read an email about what you can do for them. So anytime you have an I statement, you should say, can I flip this to be about the customer? Now, when you're telling a story, that's not always super easy to do, but it is something that you want to be on the lookout for. So a yellow email tells a story and has a strong call to action as well. All of these during a launch, every email you send, launch or no launch, needs to have a call to action, because sales statistics show that it takes 7 to 10 silent closes before somebody's ready to give you your money. A silent close is click here to join our Facebook group, respond to this email, check out our sales page. All of those things are, they're bad examples of closes, but they are silent calls to action. So we talked about a white email, right? It's a very vanilla email, just the facts, man, nothing else. Red email, 3 to 5 sentences, short, direct, plays on fear of missing out, last chance, always the last email you send. A yellow email is a social email. Yellow is, it tells a story. Think of the social butterfly, and always relate that story back to the customer. Nobody cares about you going to Mexico. What does that mean for me? And that sounds harsh, but it's true. The next email we want to talk about is a green email. A green email, a person who is green is typically motivated by things other than money. And we all have all of these in our personality. We're usually dominant in a color or two, but we all have all of these in our personality. This is the person who maybe wants to give, 100% of their profits to charity, or who only works 20 hours a week, never, ever works more. I think of Jenny She's Success Without Sacrifice, or somebody who, a lot of my doctors worked part-time so they could stay at home and raise their kids. So a green email has to have a benefit that is not financial. Now you may think, oh, this is what I need for all my emails. You're wrong. You need all of these. Your email, my dog looked at me like I was telling her she was wrong. Your emails need to be a rainbow. They need to be white. They need to be red. They need to be yellow. They need to be green, and they need to be blue. So even if you think, oh, Kendrick, you don't know my people. Oh, I can't send that red email. I can assure you, if you do this, you will close more sales. I have done this long enough to know that it works. Now, a green email can tell a story as well. But the story is very, very related to nature, or something not related to money, or something about success without sacrifice, to quote Jenny She. I don't have a whole lot of green in me, so this one's a little bit challenging for me to write. That's a green email. So let's review. A white email is a very vanilla email, right? It's just the facts, man, just the facts. They all have a strong call to action. It's the first email you send. A red email is the exact opposite. It plays on fear of missing out. It's super direct. It's 3 to 5 sentences. Has a super clear call to action. It's always the last email you send. A yellow email is a social email. It tells a story, and I'm going to tell you where it goes in the funnel in a minute, but it tells a story that is focused on your customer. So the story isn't just about you swimming with the dolphins in Tahiti. It's about why this matters to your customer. A green email is, the world is a better place because you're here email. It is a success without sacrifice email. It is a not focused entirely on money email. And even if you're not a business coach and you think, well, I'm never going to talk about money. Yes, you are. You will. In some way, you'll talk about money because that's one of the key pillars of selling something. So a green email may talk about, all the good you can do when you donate to charity because you created this success, because you're happy. I don't care. But a green email is not focused on financial gain. And a blue email is a testimonial email. And a testimonial email is, I don't want huge, long paragraphs of testimonials. I want short snippets of testimonials and then you can create these same results too. Call to action is whatever the call to action is. Blue people like statistics and they like data. So if you don't have testimonials, they like stats and they like data. So you can find a stat about anything. So you can use testimonials or data. But these people are not interested in the stories. They're not interested in the touchy-feely green stuff. They're not motivated by red. As a matter of fact, they're turned off by red a little bit. They're like, you're not going to force me to make a decision. They are moved by the facts, just the facts, man. So let's review. We got the white email strategy, which is really vanilla. It's the first email. It's the, hey, the card is open, act now, whatever. You got the red email, which is the last email, super emotional, super fear of missing out, 3 to 5 sentences, always the last email you send. You got yellow email, which tells a story. And the object of a yellow email is for the customer to see themselves in your story, either to see what's possible, either to be head nodding. I call this Dr. Dreing. Keep the heads ringing. Ding, ding, dong. Ding, a ding, 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 dong. Dr. Dre used to have a song called has a song called Keep Their Heads Ringing. That's when you got good coffee. When I'm sitting here reading, doing this. So maybe in a yellow email, you got people head nodding with your story. That's me, that's me, that's me. This is what you did. This is what I want to do too. A green email is the touchy-feely email, or to quote Jenny Shee, the success without sacrifice email. It is how you can get there and still be, give money to charity or donate your time to Greenpeace or volunteer or whatever. Be at home with your kids. And then a blue email is statistics-based or testimonial-based. Now, every launch plan needs all 5 of these emails. And every launch plan that I make for people has all 5 of these emails in the last 24 hours. Now, I know what you may be thinking, Kendrick, I'm not sending 5 emails in the last 24 hours. You can forget it. I understand. I do. I understand so much. But statistics show, remember that megaphone volume we talked about, that in the last 24 to 48 hours, you want to turn that volume up as loud as you can. Because remember, people are not reading every email you send. They don't read them in linear order. So you may send 5 emails. They may read 2. And that's okay. Now, you can't have a megaphone moment 5 or a megaphone scale moment of 5 every day. But when you're launching something during the last 24 hours, you want to be as loud as you can be. So we try to go live every 24 hours in our Facebook, every hour for 24 hours in our Facebook group. You don't have to do that. But the point is, in the last 24 hours, it needs to be as loud as you can be. Jumping up and down with jazz hands, saying this is going away. Act now. Here's why you want to act. Also, within your launch strategy, you need to have at least one of these emails in the previous days. So if we've got one of these emails in the last 5 days, right? You can leave the white off actually in the last 5 days. So you need a red, yellow, blue, green in the last 24 hours, not last 5 days, in the last 24 hours. And then in the previous days leading up, you need at least one of each of these colors. Now, a lot of you are saying, I can't do that. That's fine. Figure out what you can do. I'm just telling you what works for my customers. I'm telling you what I have seen, what I know to work over and over and over and over again. But ultimately, your gut has to be your guide. And I trust that. This color email strategy will make you money. If you do it right, it will make you money. And here's where it gets even better, because this also can apply to your social media post. So lots of times people say, I need more social media posts. I need more posts on social media. I need a social calendar. I need to batch social media, but I don't know what to do. Fantastic. Then let's look at doing 5 posts a day, 5 posts a week. I don't care. You set the parameters. And let's do a red post, a yellow post, a blue post, and a green post. One of the biggest mistakes I see people making is having a social media post this long. When's the last time you read a post that was this long? Nobody does it, which is, it's fine if you want to spill your guts out there. I got no problem with that, but it doesn't sell. Very, very rarely sells. So you want to make sure that you have a rainbow of social media posts, especially when you're launching, but all the time. I had a VIP day today with a boss lady, and she said to me, she used this color strategy in her social media, and she said she sold out her last mastermind like that because of the social media and the emails. So what I want to tell you is this color email strategy applies to communication across the board. It can apply to your blogs. It can apply to your podcast. It can apply to everything you put out. And it works for 2 simple reasons. Number one, because everybody's got all of these colors inside of them. And so today I may be feeling more green than red, and I may read your green email and think, fantastic, this is me. Tomorrow I may be feeling more yellow than green. And so I respond to the yellow email. Do not try to prejudge your list. Do not say I've only got one color on my list, because you're wrong. You have all 4 colors, and we're a mess of contradictions. So one day we may be motivated by red. The next day we may be motivated by blue. So let's review. I said you were going to learn 3 mistakes that I see people make all the time. And those were no benefits, no benefits, no benefits. And we told you how to come up with those benefits. Thinking that launching is only 2 weeks, when actually launching is a whole lot longer than that. We need to talk about that a little bit more. And believing that selling is icky. Selling is the exchange of money for a product or service. There's nothing icky, sleazy, or slimy about that. Launching also comes in 3 stages: seed planting, pre-launching, and launching. During this I'm not going to get into to all the details here, but you need a pre-launch stage where you warm the audience up, where you get them primed and ready, where you are giving away free content, whether it's free video series, free webinars, I don't care, but I need to see what you can do. It's like when I go to Baskin Robbins and I get a sample and I'm like, ooh, this pumpkin ice cream is delicious. Give me some more. Or, ooh, this macadamia nut ice cream is terrible. I don't want any more. So launching is not just 2 weeks from cart open to cart close. It is the pre-launch and the seed planting stages, which we don't have time to cover all here, but just know that's when you give away massive amounts of free content during that pre-launch session. And then we talked about a color email strategy: white, red, yellow, green, blue, and how to use those, where to use those, and then how to apply that to social media as well. Now, the Kendrick Shope show is usually a 35-minute show, so we can't go in depth into these as I would want to, but it gives you an idea of where to start. For those of you who have launched something in the past, this is a light bulb moment for you. You're like, oh, I know exactly what to do with this. Or, oh, I've got my launch coming up and I want one of each of these color emails. Give this a try. Never, not one time have I ever had anybody come back to me and say, this did not work. Now, it may have happened. Maybe they just didn't tell me, but the color email strategy will work if you will follow the guidelines. Now, I have had people come back and say, well, this red email didn't convert, and the red email's 6 paragraphs long. Well, that's because you didn't follow the guidelines. So the guidelines are super important, like 3 to 5 sentences for red. Make the yellow email about them, not about you. Statistics or testimonials for the blue email. And again, make sure all your emails aren't paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, because you don't read those and your customers are not going to read those. That is a crash course on the color email strategy. We have checked the boxes on all the things you're supposed to learn. And now I would love to invite you to join me here in Bentonville, Arkansas for Authentic Selling Live in March. It's going to be St. Patty's Day weekend, March 16th and 17th. We have 20 spots available. We're going to go in depth into this. So you're going to walk away with your emails written, with your social media written. You're going to walk away with a proven way to overcome every objection you ever get. Jenny She's going to be joining us here because she's just that awesome. We're also going to learn how to sell like a life coach, because when you can sell like a life coach, you can sell anything. So no matter what you sell, if you can sell happiness, then you can sell anything. So we're going to have a lot of fun learning to do that and so much more. And the best part is the price. It's so affordable. I love the interaction, the engagement of people coming together. I thrive. I am an extrovert. I thrive off of that energy. And so I made this so affordable for you. You can save your spot for $175 today. There are only 20 spots available. Join us for Authentic Selling Live here in Bentonville, where we're going to write your emails. We're going to write your social media. This is not just an event where you come and you get all jazzed up, woo, and then you walk away. This is tangible. You are going to leave with the work done, because that is the sign of a good event. I believe in you. I believe in your business. I believe in your ability to create anything you want. Whether you join me in Bentonville or not, use this color email strategy. It will change your business. Have a fabulous day.